Let's put up out of the book. Let's make sure our microphones are on, please.
If I may, motion approved.
Second.
On the back of the agenda, the notice of the last meeting, is that despite the fact that we took a long time doing one thing, notes themselves. Well, I'm not going to put down all the conversation.
No.
in the bills, but I just wanted to-
That was just.
I make a motion to approve it submitted.
Second. We have a final copy over information from the legal review. I had a chance to look at the company's provisions for the first time. Remember where they were.
You're welcome.
I need any more. If you need any more, I can make more costs.
Okay.
The first thing they suggested is look at the name. At the end of the screen, they suggest changing the word which is based on revisions to amendments.
Makes sense.
Which page and where on
It's
the
probably
page?
a good idea, actually. Because of what he explains here and why we actually made this amendment procedure rather than a revision procedure.
Okay, the only thing, my only objection to that is, this goes back to June of
I know.
92. Those paragraphs were not written by us, they were written by the people on the committee at the time.
Mm.
So for that reason, I would like to see it stay.
Mm.
Yeah, we can change, what we're doing, we can write anything we want.
Mm.
But that's past history, and I want it to change history.
Donald, where are you now? What are you looking at?
Yeah, we don't.
Page 4. Me
You
too.
look at, you look at page 4.
Two young guys over here.
Okay.
The addendum page.
I was on that once.
Yeah, but we don't have the changes.
Yeah.
Oh,
We don't have them.
And all
They're
we're
keeping it
suggesting-
secret from us.
At the beginning of the paragraph, in the first sentence, for example, the first sentence, 7 charter revisions were proposed. They want us to change it to 7 charter amendments. And the same thing would be true for the following 3 paragraphs.
Nevertheless, this is past history.
Yes.
I understand.
And we want to know what council has to say about that. He recites that for charter changes, amendments and revisions are treated separately, under separate legal process, with revisions dealing with fundamental changes in the structure of town's government and amendments dealing with less drastic changes. Revisions generally require the convening of a charter commission like they're doing in Portland. Yeah, that's my statement, but before enactment of language should clarify what the prior changes were. They're not revisions, that's, but
I understand that. However, this document. The word revision 4 times. Was approved.
I don't think this was approved. I mean, this just is a kind of a preamble to what was done at that time. I don't think this was done because it wouldn't, these revisions wouldn't have been chartered, so to speak, until they were voted on.
Yeah, I can't remember when the summary paragraphs were added.
They'd have to be added after we've
They
done.
were written by the committee, but yes, they have to be added afterwards as a summary of what.
Right, of
otherwise-
what actually did.
For example, the first one says question 4, we will change the town clerk's position. Now,
Right.
So that was obviously written at.
Right.
So,
So
I'm just a little more practical, yes, and if we sent this out for review by, by legal, why wouldn't we argue with what they had to recommend?
I always. do it.
That was a
And I can attest to that.
Okay, I just thought-
you didn't have to answer that, that was just a rhetorical question. Okay, sounded like a question. All right. However, that was an answer that was, certainly would take under consideration.
Well, with each of these, I'm looking at what just mentioned, was narrowly defeated, all amendments passed, all amendments passed. This was written after the fact, so I'm 100% on board with changing it. Because that wasn't part of that wasn't there when they were going through those specific changes. So I'm 100% on board with changing it.
And honestly, who's gonna know?
Well, if it gets reviewed by legal, then they would know. Then that's kind of why that's like that.
Would it be appropriate?
Right, and he's telling us to change it.
Right.
Would it be appropriate to just change the one word for the June 2022?
Well, that was kind of where I was going with it, but, I think. Again, these were not written by us, and they have stood now for decades without a problem. So I guess my position will be, I don't see the problem with leaving them the way they are. I do understand the legal position. I don't think it's going to kill them. Consensus of the group, unless somebody else has another comment.
Well, no, it just, I guess I don't hear an argument not to follow what the attorney recommends.
I agree.
Everybody good with that?
No.
Nice try.
Chip.
But there are.
Yeah.
The other thing that problem is 2.5. Vacancy remarks.
Page number
6.
We have. is the office of the elected officials of the- Any matter all. Their suggestion is, except as otherwise indicated in this charter. Then the rest of it goes as written. So, stay on it.
Right, and forfeiture.
Yes, it was mentioned that.
I he references 2602. He wants us to, because those conditions recited there are beyond what we have here. It's got non-acceptance, resignations, death, removal from the municipality, but we have that under the forfeiture provisions, I think. And then they go on for permanent disability or incompetency, which we took out, and failure to qualify, and some other lists that conditions that we don't have here. He was suggesting, I think, incorporating the statute, but I don't think we need to do that myself. But that's council, so.
I don't understand. That there's some somewhere in the charter.
reference.
Well, there's a reference that contradicts death, resignation, non-acceptance of death, resignation.
They don't look at the Constitution with an addition to it. Just look at the next section.
But doesn't it say by this charter at the end anyway? I mean, is that duplication of what is already written?
Yes, or by this charter, that's the last word.
Right. Or by the charter.
Or
So that-
removal from office in any manner.
So that kind of tells you whatever else is in here.
What I'm asking. Provide a citation. Something else in this document. Cause them to want to add that.
No, I don't think you read to the end of the sentence.
You know, to Jack's point, we hired counsel to take a look at this thing. And it's his suggestion, so I'm kind of deferring.
Except as otherwise. Office of elected officials may be involved in that presentation, non-acceptance. And then other authorized.
Which is redundant.
It's kind of saying the same
It's
thing.
redundant.
No, he's saying, we got those specific provisions here of resignation, non-acceptance, or removal from office. We don't have everything here, like moving out of town. Okay, that's forfeiture. So that's where he says, except as otherwise indicated in the charter, because we got a forfeiture provision.
So then what does the or by this charter mean?
What do you mean?
At the very last, very last sentence on
Removal from
2.5.
office in any manner authorized by law by this charter.
Doesn't that kind of say the same, or by this charter? Doesn't that
I mean,
kind
I
of
don't
say
know
the
whether-
same thing?
What But we have, there's forfeiture provisions that, well, I guess, yeah, you can make that argument that the forfeiture provision would cover.
I don't think we need to change it.
I don't think it's worth arguing
No.
about for a long time.
No, it's not.
I'll vote for it. I'll vote for John for president.
Oh, shit.
Any other comments before we have a?
These are comments. Yeah. I think these are basically suggestions or comments that we might want to consider. I don't think he's saying you have to. Correct. Right.
The vacancy language. We have. Stands by itself.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't think it's that terribly necessary. Yeah. Yep.
All right, the next one we have to go to is 5.3.
I what?
5.3.
What about 4 Don? Got a comment. Oh, okay. You have it there, Don? No? Okay.
All right, 4.0, except.
It makes much progress.
We're not working it. Comment is on the phrase, at the very bottom of except for the years. Basically, they want us to take more.
No, I don't think so. What he's saying that, there is a statutory provision which he recites there that says municipal officer during the term for which the officer has been elected for 1 year thereafter may be appointed, may not be appointed. No municipal officer may be appointed to any civil office for profit or employment of the municipality, which was created or the compensation of which was increased by the action of the municipal officer during the officer's term.
That's school board language. too.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it goes on to say, this action shall not be construed to prohibit actions allowed or required under state or federal law, municipal ordinance, or municipal charter.
So he's just pointing it out, but he's not making an opinion.
I think you can do it under, even the statute says, again, the charter will control.
I think so too.
So that's okay.
Yeah. No,
Next,
10, page 10.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think he's pointing out that the wrong statute is being quoted here.
right.
So it's just that the statute that's being done is under municipal schools, not under regional schools.
That's the old statute for when we were.
Correct. So I think that just needs to be changed.
So it should be 1474.
Yes.
Yeah, that was 1473. Seven. That.
I don't think so. 1473 just speaks to filling vacancies on school boards, how that's done.
Oh, okay.
It's, that's all. If somebody on the board or a director is,
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought the comment was 25. Oh, 10.
so we have it here, any vacancy created by a member, school board or director. We tried to cover both, I think. But he's reciting that vacancies, the statutory provision would apply in both circumstances. Maybe Jack disagrees with that. I didn't bring.
So 1473 covers regional districts, which
Okay.
we're a part of. 305 covers municipal schools, which we're
so
no
it's a wrong
longer.
statute.
It's just the wrong, it's just cited the wrong statute. That's it.
But municipal school means local.
Correct.
Right, what we used to be.
We used to be.
I think we all agree that's what we use, like.
Correct.
Am I looking at this wrong, or did they also want us to cross out?
It looks like he wants to strike all that language, just make reference to the statute. That's on my reading.
So what would be left would be, see, read like, director. According to Title 28.
Vacancy shall have the same meaning.
You don't have the corrections.
Yeah.
You don't have
We don't have
the,
anything.
I can give you copies if you, if
No,
it's
it's
something you need to. look at.
Obviously, a private man, so.
No, feisty tonight, aren't we?
It's basically everything's all back on the statute.
Right.
I'm going to ask a question as an ignorant council person. If I read this and all it tells me is look at the statute, I haven't read anything wrong about it. Whereas our law, which makes it pretty obvious.
Correct.
I don't know.
I do too. I just think you just need to change the reference to the statute. And that would be all I do. I would.
Yeah.
Just tracking the statute.
But it provides, to your point, I think it provides some general knowledge to somebody if they pick up the charter and read it.
Right, 'cause I mean, somebody could ask, well, what does it say? So we'd have to make sure we have a copy of that during the meeting, during our.
I'll
public
get you
hearing.
copies of the statute.
I don't want copies of the statute.
I just did this.
All right, let's go on.
And like,
No, that's appointed members. Right?
The election.
Oh, yeah.
On Wednesday night.
Or all the annual town
No,
meeting.
it's not me.
that's all, that's all.
It's all one meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, so the secret ballots and the public meeting are that.
Right.
That whole thing
There's one.
Correct.
Okay.
So. I'm sure that what we are left with, we're on is, they can have a school board.
That does what you wanted for somebody to be able to look it up to see how it's done, yeah. Schools 2-1 right now.
13.
Now, 7.3, compensation.
He's just suggesting that we should just have one paragraph dealing with compensation for all officers.
Oh, not break out the clerks.
Not break it out for each and every one as we have done. I think that why we didn't do that, because we have a separate section for that, we're gonna have to change all the numbers.
Well, not only that, we have two,
That are different.
town manager, and there's one other one.
Clerk, I think.
Yeah, not the clerk, the
Oh, tax collective?
tax collector.
Yeah.
Where there's
Slight
another
difference,
one, it's
yeah.
not the standard one. So,
I think he's just trying to streamline it. He thinks it makes it easier for us, but I think I like what we've all done.
Yeah.
There's no harm in what we do.
No.
So I say leave
Just
it.
compress the document a little bit, because we wouldn't have that one paragraph at the end of each officer's
Correct.
section.
and I have such a good time.
I bet you did.
If they see compensation paragraph.
So we're gonna leave it
Leave it.
3-1.
Okay. Now, that takes us to 9.5.2,
Page 17.
fire chief. 9.5.2, duties of the fire chief. All right, what we have is fire chief will be responsible for the town manager for the proper administration of all departmental affairs and policies of the level fire and rescue departments. They want to, and the fire chief shall also have duties and powers outlined in 30-AMRS, section 153.
Which are all the responsibilities of the fire chief. Basically, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, if you want to read it.
Including cleaning the bathrooms, right? Oh, it has everything.
It's any harm.
No,
I don't think there's any harm in the statute.
It's statute anyway, right? So if you don't have it, someone's gonna pull it up and say it's a law.
Well, even if you don't have it, he still has to apply by it.
Yeah.
Press this order. All in the scene. Fire. Yes.
Yes, we do.
Does that make it 3-2?
They don't like to go. That point, I'll point to, definitely.
Page 19.
Page 19.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, for the tax. For committee. Oh, just as a comment. Note that this number will float as there are vacancies. I'm sorry. Note that this number will float as there are vacancies that reduce the number of duly elected. Many towns base quorum on total number of seats. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
In other words, a number of seats rather than who's actually on the committee, right?
Additionally,
there.
it's unclear if this provision was intended to govern more described outside of section 10. For example, there is no form of select board in that section, but the remainder of section 10 appears to be important. Consider placing in its own section where the second form for the select board and striking the elected board. The select board appointment already has that.
We talk about.
Someone's trying to run up the bill on that.
Nothing about quorums.
No,
I probably should have told the attorney that we spent months working on this, so maybe he wouldn't have been so.
He hasn't, this isn't a lot of comments here.
No,
was
I don't think so
pleased to
either.
see.
We have composition on how many members, but nothing on quorums.
Are we gonna pay 1 hour's worth of work?
I don't know. I forget the.
Checker, sentence.
Back there.
What?
Was there a reason that he identified the select board as something special?
Well, what he's saying is that the way this is constructed, you start with this section 10 here, and then we follow up with basically all of the other boards and committees in town. So it would appear as if this non-interference and quorum section only applies.
Because of the order that we
Right.
listed it.
Right.
All right, so he's saying maybe it looks like selectmen are exempt.
Doesn't apply, because,
Okay.
but yeah, of course, it does say duly elected and appointed members of a board or committee, and I don't know whether you want to.
You're right, Pete, why can't we just add a quorum sentence to the select side?
Actually,
Yeah.
if you read 10.0.1, now that they're there, that needs to apply to the selectmen also. Okay, so.
I mean, if you want to, if he thinks that's unclear, we could just make it clear. It says that there's no board inclusive of the board of selectmen.
Including the select.
Right.
board.
Yeah, well, the boards and committees says terms of office for appointed positions. So the select board is not an appointed position. The select board is an elected position.
See, I'd go back and put it under select board.
Exactly. I'm
Right.
saying we added to 4.9, whatever.
What do you mean, Dan? It says duly elected or slash appointed members.
So,
On the quorum?
yeah, but the boards and committees, right, says terms of office for appointments shall run concurrently with this for appointed positions. So I'm thinking that everything else underneath here is for appointed positions
Well, then change-
because of what 10.0 says.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Change that to terms of office for elected / appointed positions.
There we go.
That would do it.
There we go. And 10.0, yes.
But the quorum definition specifically says elected or.
Right, right. So
All right, so-
do it at 10.0 and we got it covered.
Good idea.
Works. Yep.
10.0 is going to say, boards and committees and others in terms of office for elected and appointed positions shall remain in fiscal year, quorum stays the same.
keep it going. Right?
I'm glad you are.
No, yes, I
I think it's 3-2-1.
know. Ask John, he keeps going to the getting it. He's letting us down here.
Okay, next time we have is on 10.3.3.
Page 21.
Duties of the budget board. And it refers to the last sentence in the first paragraph, subsequent meeting shall be called by the budget board chair or at the request of the town manager slash select board at the appropriate time. And then we have
We deleted that language with respect to
the.
public hearings, and what he's saying is that we've deleted that because obviously the meetings have to be public. You have to apply with the Freedom of Access Act. And that he's confirming that this is being removed because it goes without saying that all board meetings must comply with FOA.
So he basically.
That's just a comment.
He just said,
Yeah.
what you did is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just a
confirm.
anecdotal comment or what, right?
Thank you very much.
Might have been an attaboy, you know.
Vacancies in office and the budget board. Four.
I'll leave this to you.
What we have is that any appointed member will be replaced by appointment to the member. Or suggested we say change will to shall.
Shall.
And I have no problem.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to, I was raised shall.
All right.
This is not the final copy, oh, work out, this is not corrected yet, okay. But I did keep on Monday a final copy, which assumed that everything passed. So I think that all cross out. So this isn't it. Okay. 10.7.2.
24. Right, yeah.
Composition of economic development and capital comments. The statement we have is this committee should consist of 5 to 11 members of staff in the terms in accordance with its bylaws. We know we're showing the appointed by the town manager. The comment refers to that phrase in accordance with the bylaws. The current to the bylaws creates confusion as to which document should control. Suggest removing reference to bylaws.
So do we don't have that same statement for planning board, right? Because planning board has bylaws. Right? So is that even needed?
I don't think it is either.
Yeah, because you can make this, if we're gonna put it there, we should put it under the planning board. And I think we should just take it out.
Because that would suggest that the planning board could change its composition in accordance with its bylaws. I don't think we want that.
No,
No,
So we're gonna,
I would yank it.
I would just remove it.
all right, however, it does require, in order to make this English, add the words whose members shall be. So if it reads.
Yeah.
This committee shall consist of 5 to 11 members of staff in the terms whose members shall be appointed by the town manager.
Shouldn't we just read 5 to 11 members
Last count.
who are, sorry.
This is poodle, right? You're pulling it out of thin air.
Actually, my boss,
Rocking the boat.
Now we're on to the last, 14.3, oh, what?
Page 28.
The phrase that is highlighted is including school board members and residents. However. It's a comment.
Yeah.
Due to a conflict, we cannot read the legality of section 14.3 in its entirety. However, the York County Superior Court upheld a largely similar provision, that's a typo, on March 8th. The litigation is still within the appeal period, and according to this area of law is unsettled. If the RSU does appeal and they are successful, this could mean that the charter will need to be amended in the future.
Perfect. The board Monday night decided not to appeal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can keep it as we move it. Cool.
There were some good suggestions, by the way, Monday night, or interesting suggestions, I should say. One of which was that since all three towns are working on their charters right now, that it would be a good idea if all three towns got together and looked at the charters and made sure they were consistent.
They're all the same.
As possible. Not identical, but
That's right, we don't.
Come on. No, but wouldn't it be nice to?
Arundel can do what Arundel
But-
wants to do.
I realize
I get it,
that, and I think there's no issue there. That
But that was his
all three
suggestion.
towns feel the same way. It's just a matter of trying to reach some consensus.
All the charter provisions are remarkably similar. This, and the most of them just track the state, just like we did. Kennebunk has the additional provision where you have the substitute for the recalled director voted on at the same time.
Oh, right.
That's the only difference.
Same thing with Kennebunk Board. They don't have the
They don't have
substitute
that at
thing,
all.
right?
No, they have basically the state statute.
And I was gonna say, I mean, it would be just suggestion of, hey, look, this is what we're doing. Just, as an FYI, but if they're already following pretty much the state statute,
You're
then
gonna
it
get statewide.
just
diversity
doesn't make sense.
all over the place. I mean, it's nice if you talk to Coco and, but I mean, it's a much bigger issue than just local. Because
Well, I don't think there's any harm in discussing those issues. But they have to understand that each municipality has its rights that if they choose to do something else and write it in the charter, so be it.
It's just a matter of being good neighbors,
Sure.
keeping fences back.
a good answer, Keith, is next time we review the charter, we'll take that into consideration.
That's it. Yeah.
nice.
The final score was?
6-2. No, 6, wait a minute.
We
lose that one?
It was just a moment.
Oh, no, that's
Right.
Oh, wow, 6-4.
Those edits. Any other issues with our document?
I just looking at this, the agenda, consistency. The previous agenda, all past tense.
That's a good point.
Provides whatever, so that's our whole.
Good pickup.
That has to do with the average age around the table.
So this,
Most of us.
so
are-
this really shouldn't be in there until after it passes.
Right.
Actually,
Right.
if you look at 2004. It says each word, two removed, two changed.
Right. Yep.
Well, again, it's written different years by different committees.
Right. And 2011 is different.
And this is, well, this one's gonna be different because it's a list anyway, but I have no problem changing the, once we know what S stands for.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
S stands for.
Something like the he, she. Sort of like he, she. He, she, that's the
And this is intended more for use of the public hearing. Because we have this nice list of the changes that we're proposing. But if you just look at it. So in red, I put the appropriate sections. Everybody has a copy of this. File. And the power of looking at the public hearing. Thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I think both documents go together well. We have them ready to go at the public hearing and provide them to, as they come in, so the public sees what this is, but they also have this document along with the draft municipal charter that they can follow through. So we'll have a bunch of documents there, but
So at the public hearing, they won't know exactly what got taken out, right?
well, they certainly can ask, and we can tell them what the changes will be.
So we're going to provide a black on copy.
Well, it depends on what you want.
We should.
That's kind of where I'm leading to, is I think,
We absolutely should.
yeah.
Because that way, they will see every change in the measure.
That's fine.
My guess is not every change will be questioned, but somebody might look at the fire chief and say, oh, the fire department say, look, why would you take that? And, you know, I would say, well, look at this, this is what it says, no longer applies to this. They're a separate corporation. So, the only thing that we can change.
Okay.
Now, for the public hearing, it should not be changed. Only the final document should be.
Right, right.
And I would appreciate it at some point, you know, public hearing. We would kind of just double check that, especially where it says section 6.3. Because I would easily mess up a number. Double check on that. So,
Anyone want to make a prediction on number of people that show up? Should we have a lottery or something?
We gotta throw some cash on the table, so it's worth something here.
What was the question?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I had a public hearing last night in the city of Ellsworth, right? A public hearing.
Yeah.
We had 16 people working that night to manage the public hearing, okay? People showed up. We had more cupcakes. My back of my pickup's got cupcakes all over it. 2 people showed up.
This is gonna be the same thing.
We could do better than that.
Did you have cupcakes left over?
Yeah, I see, I look at that differently. They're telling you that you're doing an excellent job, they don't need to be talking to you.
I suspect.
Oh, I'm sure. we will.
Not many.
I got some. Suit and tie, you know, I won't, right, you know, that's pretty good present.
Okay, so.
You're wearing the sneakers with it, or jeans?
The summary statement about the public area audience. This is some of our changes that are proposed. And the black on the copy of the, else we discuss about that? I will throw one thing out. Last week, we decided that I would more or less in charge of answering questions and responding to the public. All if a question arises about the general, legal language is why we do it, I will defer that to anyone who wishes to address it, because I will not. It varies to the rest of the bit, because I can't. Somebody should prepare
Yeah,
to
Dan.
carry that ball.
You can handle it.
You know what, Donna, I think that's admirable that the fact that you told us ahead of time about that. But, you know, I respect the fact that you told us ahead of time.
Just about to vote on.
Yeah, we don't need to vote. I mean,
Still not comfortable. Everyone else is.
well, Donna's not comfortable with the he, she's either, but, you know,
No, somebody hates recalls, I reckon.
I didn't like recall. I still don't like recall. How do you want to talk about recall?
He doesn't get that question.
Actually, I'm going to work that up. If someone asks about the selectmen will, so, yeah, the selectmen will be prepared to address that.
Okay.
All right, because I don't think that should be a function of this committee.
Yeah, the selectmen have already have a policy ready to go as soon as this gets passed, so we can share, we can have that with us and share it.
That was my suggestion. You have copies of that.
Sure.
Available if somebody asks for it.
But they need to know that that policy won't be enacted. You know, that'll policy be enacted after.
It's a draft.
Right, right.
It's a draft on it, but
But they're codependent.
it-
Right.
Works. Not to have. Spray out for. Check.
Yep.
110. Thought carefully about policy.
But then actually the policy is built. So it's a broad representation. It was just question.
And I think, honestly, I think you can bring continuity to the explanations to people. And, I mean, you do have a solid handle on what we've done and why we've done it. And I just think for the purposes of clarity to everybody in the audience, you're the right person to answer the questions.
Except for he, she.
The other thing
Except
I'm
for he,
working on
she.
is The other thing we're working on is the ballot. The town clerk has to get a copy of the ballot in preliminary form to the printer by the 7th of April. So, which is just around the bend. And what I've done is I've looked at some of the old sample ballots that we used and sort of beginning to incorporate that in. I'll share my information with the board on Monday, the 11th, when they meet, because we can fine tune it up to the 17th. But essentially what the ballot will probably look like, something similar to what was done in 05, which had a question. Shall the municipality approve the charter amendment summarized below? And we'll list the summarizations. And then when people go into the ballot, they'll have to check yes or no.
One check.
Correct.
Yeah, we're
Entire
not
document.
splitting the sentences.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
Right.
So that's
All of that.
basically because you've used it before, that's what we're trying to put together. So,
My God, you'd be all over the place if we did it the other way.
You might want to check with council about that though, just to be
okay,
sure.
why don't I put one together and I'll send it to them.
Send it to Leah and see what they.
Check the same council that wrote this, tell them what the score was.
Yeah, I will do that.
I just want to be, it's
Yeah.
unclear to me what it has to, as I read the statute, what it's supposed to look.
Okay. All right.
It could be, yes.
All right. Well, let me get on that
Hopefully
tomorrow
not.
with her then.
Wow.
Okay.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You could do 13, 14. Because you could group them based on, possibly group them based on,
Might be able to do that.
and that's 14 votes. Yeah.
My intention's
I-
been to get me through about half and then I leave.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion about the public hearing, I assume is in fact.
That's not what we're going, that's just a public hearing.
Correct.
I am not gonna be. I gotta be in Houseville.
I think we got it covered.
I'm sure. I slept okay when this all happened, just so you know. Good job.
Yeah, I would like feedback on that.
Second.
So much.
Thank you.
Good luck on the hearing. Sorry, I can't. Yeah, that's good. I got something.
We got it, Jack.